today. To those who came before us, we can still hear your voice. The echoes of your stories are living on in me. Think about the world they knew long ago, the times they lived in, from a different start than yours or mine. And looking back on yesterday, they brought us now to where we are, from the lives that they were leading. 'Cause the truth we know today, to those who came before us, to all who led the way, let your memories be whole. Give us wisdom for today. To those who came before us, we can still hear your voice. The echoes of your stories are living on in me. We will always remember those who came before us. To those who came before us, to all who led the way, may the memories we hold give us wisdom for today. To those who came before us, we can still hear your voice. The echoes of your stories are living on in me. To those who came before us, to those who came before us, we remember.
Good evening, and welcome to our Accepted Families Evening for the class of 2025. To begin our evening, it is my honor to introduce Michael D. Pasquale, member of the class of 2022, to lead us in prayer, followed by the prayer of Blessed Edmund Rice, our founder's prayer.
Thank you, Mr. Rosa. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. O loving God, we thank you for gathering us here tonight. We thank you for the gifts and talents you have provided us. We turn to you for wisdom and pray that you guide these 8th graders and their families as they discern their futures. Give them clarity and insight and reveal your love to them. May the art of education always be prized by us and in our society. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Please join me in the Edmund Rice prayer that you see on your screens. O God, we thank you for the life of Blessed Edmund Rice. Moved by your Spirit, he opened his heart to Christ present in those oppressed by poverty, ignorance, and injustice. He afforded them the opportunity for Christian education and engaged on their behalf in other works of compassion. May we follow his example of faith and generosity in our lives. Grant us the courage and compassion of Edmund as we seek to live lives of love and service. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you all for joining us this evening. It is truly my honor and privilege to welcome you, our newly accepted families, to the Bergen Catholic family. Tonight, we have a very special evening planned for you. Bergen Catholic takes great pride in its rigorous academic curriculum, championship athletic, mock trial, and performing arts programs, and its opportunity for growth in and outside of the classroom. Throughout this entire admissions process, you have had the opportunity to hear all about these programs and what we have to offer your sons and families. Tonight's focus is what I truly believe is the biggest benefit of the Bergen Catholic education, the Bergen Catholic Brotherhood and the Bergen Catholic family. Throughout this evening, you will hear from different members of the Bergen Catholic community that will discuss with you how strong this community is and why it is truly unmatched when it comes to your sons and families' next 4 years and beyond. We are all here for you and are so excited to welcome all of you as we started to 2 weeks ago. When it comes to making people truly feel a part of the Bergen Catholic community, Dr. Mahoney strives to do just that. At this time, it is my honor to introduce Dr. Brian Mahoney, President of Bergen Catholic.
And congratulations on your son's acceptance into Bergen Catholic High School. You have so much to be proud of regarding your son, his application, and how hard he worked. This was a unique year, to say the least. Yes, there was an application, an essay, transcripts, letters of recommendation, visits to Bergen Catholic, as well as an exam. And your son did it all. You have much to celebrate, and congratulations. My name is Brian Mahoney. I'm the president of Bergen Catholic High School. I have over 20 years of experience in education. This is my 3rd year at Bergen Catholic. I did not go to Bergen Catholic High School, and I live across the river in Westchester County. But I can tell you there are 4 things that really amaze me about how great our school is. Number 1, the academic rigor. At Bergen Catholic, we truly have a school that provides students with the most academic, rigorous curriculum, challenging them and supporting them along the way as they're on the pathway to university placements and college acceptances. The second thing about our school that's so important are the teachers. They're the hallmark of our school, celebrating 15, 20, 20 plus years of teaching at Bergen Catholic High School, supporting students along the way and navigating the formative high school years as they too prepare for college and universities. Third is the value of friendship. The value of friendship has never been so strong as it is at Bergen Catholic. Your son will make friends with students who will inspire him, encourage him, challenge him, support him. That value of friendship shares the same family values that you share. And also, those friendships become best friends and become part of our brotherhood. The brotherhood, as Mr. Roser mentioned, truly goes unmatched. It's so energetic and electrifying. You feel it when you get one of these delivered to your home by an alumnus, by a faculty member, by a student. This is the entryway into the brotherhood. Registration is the next step in the brotherhood. And then you truly are part of what it means to be part of the Bergen Catholic Brotherhood. The brotherhood supports you throughout all 4 years, helping you grow, supporting you along the way, providing you with internship, college information, as well as ensuring that you're getting into good colleges and universities. Once into those colleges and universities, the brotherhood provides you with internships, summer jobs, and career opportunities that can last a lifetime. It doesn't stop there. Those brothers and the value of those friendships can become your best man at your wedding, can become your best friend, can become your neighbor, and most of all, will be with you for the rest of your life. Tonight, you're going to hear more about it. You're going to hear more about it from our team of experts, our principal, dedicated faculty and staff members who truly know what it means to be part of Bergen Catholic High School. Sit back and enjoy. And once again, congratulations on your son's acceptance into Bergen Catholic High School.
Mr. Mahoney, this year has been such an unprecedented year in education. We are extremely grateful for all of your hard work, dedication, and patience throughout this entire process. It all started back in September with our first virtual open house. This gave many of you an opportunity to learn more about what Bergen Catholic has to offer in and out of the classroom. Throughout the next few months, we had the pleasure of hosting hundreds of families on personal tours, giving you an opportunity to see firsthand what Bergen Catholic does on a day-to-day basis. Every week, we hosted virtual information sessions ranging from an admissions Q&A to even a student panel, giving you a more intimate opportunity to hear from different members of the BC community. One new endeavor that we added to this experience was our virtual masterclasses, ranging from robotics to forensics to sports media and journalism. Young men had the opportunity to learn from different members of our community, both faculty and young alumni. When it comes to dedication to Bergen Catholic, the first name that comes to mind is absolutely Mr. McElhenney, our principal, who has been here for 15 plus years as our principal at Bergen Catholic. It is now my honor to introduce Mr. McElhenney, Principal of Bergen Catholic.
Well, thank you, Matt, and thank you for that introduction. Matt was a student of mine when I arrived here, so he has to say what he just said. Thank you for taking time to spend with us this evening. I know how busy everyone is, but this is an important evening. As Dr. Mahoney said, the faculty of Bergen Catholic is the bedrock, the hallmark of our school. So I'd like to spend a little bit of time discussing how they approach their classrooms, how they approach their lessons, and quite honestly, how they interact with one another. First, the classroom. Our teachers very openly state to students that the classroom is a shared space. So what they mean by that is that every student has a responsibility for their own learning, the learning of their peers, and quite honestly, the continued learning of the faculty. There isn't an environment or a dynamic in the classroom where the teacher is the dominant feature, the one who is holding all the information, and when they want to share it, they do. And the students, in turn, just sit there and receive. We really expect the students to engage in the teaching process as much as the learning process. Now, what that is a culture of trust. We're treating students as partners. And when you look around the county, when you look around the state, I'm not sure many schools are envisioning their classrooms and bringing to life a classroom of shared ownership. So I think that's very distinctive of Bergen Catholic. In regards to instructional strategies, we are certainly trying to impact every learning modality, style in the room. Depending on the lesson or the unit, we might use project-based learning, discovery-based learning, peer review activities, anything that we think can enhance the learning process. But really, ultimately, what our teachers are trying to do is to make learning fun, to make it exciting. If that's what's going on in the room, if that's what's going on in terms of our instruction, then kids want to be involved. Students are eager to get there. They're eager to debate. They're eager to share. They're eager to defend. And that makes for a remarkable setting. So ultimately, we're trying to make the experience enjoyable in terms of student interacting with one another, meaning their peers, their teachers, but most importantly, the subject matter. So we find that to be very exciting. Now, our teachers do a remarkable job when it comes to instructional strategies. The world changed March of 2020 when the pandemic hit. And we said to our group, listen, we're going to go virtual, and you need to figure it out. Strategies that worked in the physical classroom weren't necessarily going to be successful in the virtual room. But again, when we look at our classrooms, whether they're physical or virtual, it's a partnership. So that we were able to work with students and try things and fail and succeed. You know, it made the ability for us to teach in that environment so much more successful. And then we get back to September and we say, oh, by the way, not only are you going to teach kids in a virtual setting, you also want to teach students right in front of you and do it at the exact same time. That's where that culture of trust lends itself for learning opportunities that will be successful. So I'm so proud of the way our faculty has handled this. And quite honestly, while some schools, this was the first time that they really had to change the way they approach their instruction, I'll share with you that's a continuing development for our teachers every year. As Matt said, I've been here 15 years. Every year, on a yearly, monthly, weekly, daily, period-by-period basis, our faculty adjusts their instructional strategies to match the needs of the kids in the room. So I find that to be another distinctive feature. Lastly, I just want to say how committed the faculty is to one another. What's so nice about Bergen Catholic is we don't have department offices. We don't put the math department on one side of the building and the English department on the other, and never shall they meet. We have 2 faculty rooms, and that requires everybody, all teachers from all departments, to spend time there. And what a resource to have all these teachers of significant years of experience to be able to discuss how do you approach this learning opportunity, how do you approach this management opportunity. They're committed to one another. They're committed to one another's success. That then transfers to the students and transfers to the school. So the students talk a lot about brotherhood. And that's real, and that's palpable. But there's a real camaraderie that exists within the faculty and staff that also is real and palpable. And it's a significant reason why so many of our faculty members will spend the bulk of their professional careers at Bergen Catholic. I think, young men out there, you're going to be excited to work with our faculty. I could share with you how excited we are right now. We can't wait for September of 2021 to begin working with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McElhenney. Mr. McElhenney really just talked a lot about our faculty and the community that our faculty has. Before we really hear a little bit from a faculty member from their perspective, it is my honor to be able to introduce to you a little presentation from some of the legendary teachers that have been at Bergen Catholic for so many years, who have really defined what we feel is an extended part of that brotherhood and that family, and that is our faculty family.
The idea of Bergen Catholic is to help give an education to move young men into being men, responsible citizens.
Bergen Catholic is, truly a special place.
I fell in love with the place instantaneously.
Bergen Catholic lives with me forever, has never left me.
Bergen Catholic has been very much my life, and it's been a great pleasure to be here.
For 38 years, it was just amazing. Each class was very, very special.
I have very fond memories of here.
The best memory perhaps is starting BCTV in 1998 with a few very tech-savvy students who were way ahead of the tech curve at that point. And BCTV lives on till today, and I'm very proud of it.
Brother Jensen was a really amazing person. Kids loved him. I remember one time times got tough, and I went to him and I said, "Tom, I need some help. What do you do when things just go wrong?" And he just looked at me and said, "I just remember how much I love these kids."
All the kids always told me that the teachers really prepared them well for college, and when they write back, even if it's 10 years later, that's what's really, the fondest memories, is that you hear how successful they've become.
There are 13,000 graduates, maybe more, at this time from Bergen Catholic. And hopefully that these 13,000 men, if not through legacy, but through other means, are helping those who are so much less fortunate than themselves. The legacy now is to help those people who want to come to Bergen to further their education, but just can't afford it. Because Bergen gives a hell of an education.
It's a great place and a tremendous place for your son's great investment for Bergen County and for our world.
All you folks out there watching this tonight, I thank you from the depths of my heart for helping to continue something that is very, very dear to me.
Student tuition assistance is necessary here because we always want to have as diverse and loving a population as possible.
Your generosity would allow a new generation of deserving students to attend Bergen Catholic.
Hope that you'll do all you can in the future for Bergen Catholic and its students.
I put 40 years into this school because I believed in it, and I always will support it as best as I can.
There is something worthwhile here at Bergen Catholic. Let the legacy grow.
As a Bergen Catholic graduate, I can tell you firsthand that the faculty and staff truly make the educational experience here such a special opportunity. To be able to walk these halls with so many of my educational mentors has been such an unbelievable privilege for me. These faculty and staff are so dedicated that I can say with the utmost confidence, and Mr. McElhenney just said it before, that since this pandemic began, we have truly set the standard on remote learning. And with their constant dedication to the young men that walk these halls, they continue to impress me every single day with their ability to adjust during these ever-changing times. Unfortunately, due to the weather, Miss Conley couldn't be here with us tonight. But of course, her dedication to the community once again rose to the occasion. She has left a small video message for you to hear about another part of the Bergen Catholic family, the Bergen Catholic faculty family.
Welcome, accepted students, parents, and guardians. I'm Janet Conley. I've been a teacher of English here for the last 20 years. And I'd like to talk to you about the Bergen Catholic experience from the faculty from my point of view. I could tell you about the great academics. I could tell you about the great extracurricular activities. But what I'd really like to tell you is about the dedication and the professionalism of the faculty here and the caring that goes into our everyday activities. We have a wonderful staff. They are experienced. They look out and have a personal relationship with our students. We have a wonderful guidance and a student success center. Teaching at Bergen is not just a job, it is a vocation. It is a very special place to be, and we feel strongly as if we are a family.
Thank you, Mrs. Conley. At this time, we'd like to take a short commercial break.
Hi, my name is Dan Kerpick. I've been at Bergen Catholic for a little over 30 years now. Director of facilities since 1998. It's a great place. I've made so many friends, lifelong friends, not just faculty and staff, but many student friends. And anybody who knows anything about Bergen Catholic, it's about the people. It's a great place. It's a great institution, and I'm proud to be part of it.
This next man needs absolutely no introduction. Coach Vito Campanelli is one of the greatest educators I have ever witnessed. In addition to his responsibilities as a history teacher, he is also the leader of an incredibly dedicated group of young men in our football program. He is now going to speak with you about his view of the BC family and BC Brotherhood, especially as he enters a new role at Bergen Catholic starting in September as a current parent of a Bergen Catholic student. To hear a little preview of what Coach Campanelli is going to have to say, we'd now like to play this short video.
This is like a 6-year quest for me in my life to build the best program in the state of New Jersey. Get your eyes up here, okay? And focus in on what we're doing. Focus in on what we are. Our lives have intersected for a reason, okay? Every guy here, I can tell you for some reason we came across each other, okay? How blessed we are to be together right now. The sacrifices we made. The sacrifices we made, right, Damien? The sacrifices your families have made for you to be in this huddle right now, okay? You owe it. You owe it to every one of those people to put forth everything you got in your soul today. No matter where you go in your life, you know that people right here love you. It is not supposed to be easy. Earn this from start to finish. Start to finish. Love you guys. Let's get it. Let's go.
September can't come fast enough. It's only January, man. I'm doing great, bud. I'm doing great.
So, the Bergen Catholic family, what does it mean to you?
So for me, and what I would say to any 14-year-old, 13-year-old that's out there tonight listening, what I would tell you to do, and the number one thing that every one of you guys can do when you walk into our halls for the first time, is embrace the brotherhood. Embrace the brotherhood about what this school really is. And what the brotherhood signifies to me is that people are emotionally invested in one another. And the people that are part of our community, they care for you on every aspect of the person. And they're trying to make you the best person that you could be, the best version of you in everything that you do. And really, there are guys out there tonight that don't know each other yet, that are going to walk into this building in September and will become some of your best friends you ever had in your life. Guys that will be in your wedding party. Guys that you'll be telling stories with 50 years from now at your reunion. You're coming into a time in your life that is an incredible experience for everybody. High school is going to be some of the best years of their life, and this is such a special place and such a special community of over 13,000 people that have done it before you.
So you're a teacher here, you're a coach here, you've met alumni, but you're entering a new role as of September with your son coming here. So you're going to be a current parent. What would you like to tell the parents that are out there that you are most looking forward to about your son's experience at Bergen Catholic?
What I would say is what we witness every day when we walk into school. It's selfless people. It's people that are looking to develop you on every aspect of your life. We're really trying to develop the holistic student, whether it's in your faith, in your academics, in your athletics, whatever it is that you could be cultivated into being as a young man, Bergen Catholic's going to do that for you. I've witnessed at times with my peers and faculty, and I think that the number one thing that we get out of our administration is the example of servant leadership. It's a selfless way to lead. Whether it's Dr. Mahoney, Mr. McElhenney, Mr. Coleman, they're really here to help you in every aspect of your life. It's not about getting credit. It's about developing and cultivating people into being the best version of themselves. And one thing I can assure every one of you guys that are out there listening tonight, you will come here and you will create bonds that you never thought were possible. This is a special community with a special group of guys, and I think it's something that you'll be a part of for all the days of your life.
So my last question, what's the one thing you're the most excited about your son experiencing here?
It's the everyday commitment of people, and it's really, I know for a fact that there's no other place that you can go where people are going to really have the emotional investment into the people that are here and to develop him into the best person that he can be. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, and I think that's what Bergen Catholic stands for first and foremost, is to develop the best people that we can possibly attain to be.
Coach, I want to thank you for spending some time with us. We appreciate everything that you've had to say in terms of guidance to our accepted families. Hopefully they're going to be joining you as current parents at Bergen Catholic and get to see their boys over the next 4 years develop into unbelievable young men.
We certainly look forward to it, guys. Thank you.
One of the biggest aspects of the admission season has been the personal tour aspect. We are offering personal tours for families who have not had the opportunity to really get to see what Bergen Catholic has to offer on a day-to-day basis. We had a bunch of families go through those tours before this entire process. And we know that a lot of families haven't had the opportunity to really see what we have the opportunity to do. So if you take a look at this screen and you take a picture of that QR code, you will actually have the opportunity to register for a personal tour for your family right through your phone. If you would like to wait until the end of this program, if you go to the Bergen Catholic website, so www.bergencatholic.org, and you go to the homepage where it says the Admissions Center, you can click on Schedule Your Personal Tour, and you'll have the opportunity to schedule an opportunity for your family to be able to see firsthand what is so incredibly amazing about the Bergen Catholic experience. Our next speaker is an incredibly wonderful individual who is such an awesome teammate, not just a teammate of mine when we were football players, but also in our admissions office. Mr. Bill Leonard, Director of Enrollment Management, who's a member of the class of 2010, is going to talk about his experience at Bergen Catholic, not just as a student, but what he has seen now being back working at Bergen Catholic in terms of that Bergen Catholic brotherhood. Bill?
Thank you very much, Matt. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bill Leonard, and I'm the Director of Enrollment Management here at Bergen Catholic. I am also a graduate of the class of 2010, and I've had the pleasure of meeting many of you over the last few months. In the course of our conversations, two questions come up routinely. The first is, why is BC different? What separates you from your competition? And many things come to mind when I answer this question. Our rigorous academic program, our incredible list of college acceptances, our performing arts, extracurriculars, and top-tier athletics. However, I think the answer would be the connection that our students develop to Bergen Catholic that lasts a lifetime. Our students genuinely love their time at Bergen Catholic. It's hard to quantify, so the best way to show you would be through what our students are actually saying about their experience. The first picture was posted to Instagram by a rising senior last year. The caption reads, "T-minus 10 days till I'm back at the best school in the country for one last ride." You would expect high school students at other schools to be counting down the days until summer vacation begins. At Bergen Catholic, our students count down the days until summer vacation ends. I don't think that happens any other school in the country. On the first day of classes, the seniors arrive at school early in the morning to tailgate for their first day of school. They grill bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, play cornhole and can jam, and blast music for a few hours before school starts. The neighbors don't particularly love this tradition, but the students do. The seniors do the same thing on their last day of classes. This next picture was posted on the last day of classes in 2019 by Liam O'Byrne, who's currently a sophomore at Boston College. When I said that they get to school early on these days, I meant it. You can see the timestamp reads 4:26 a.m. I imagine that getting your sons out of bed at 7 a.m. can be a struggle sometimes. But at BC, our students want to get out of bed at 4 a.m. to get just a few more hours out of their time as students at BC. This last picture was posted after graduation for the class of 2018 by Carmen Ferrante, who is currently a junior at UPenn. The caption reads, "Thank God for these people and this place. The brotherhood is real." You would be hard-pressed to find another school in the country that instills such a sense of gratitude among its students. The second question I often get asked is, how did you make your high school decision? I grew up in a town with a great public school system and also had the other private schools in New Jersey and New York City to choose from. Unfortunately, I'm not much help in this regard. I knew I wanted to go to Bergen Catholic since I was 4 years old, and that's because my dad graduated from BC in 1978. However, my family's BC story is an important one. My dad's life was so transformed by his time at Bergen Catholic that he wasn't going to let anyone he cared about in his life go anywhere else. His little brothers, so my uncles, my younger brother, and my younger cousin all attended BC. There's nothing more important that a father can pass down to his son than a high school experience. The 4 years where he becomes the man that he'll be for the rest of his life. I can't think of a stronger endorsement of a high school experience than a father sending his son to the same school that he attended, and although my sons don't actually exist yet, I know for a fact that I'll be sending them to Bergen Catholic. I am a proud Bergen Catholic legacy, and I look forward to each and every one of you starting your own BC legacy by officially joining the class of 2025. This idea of legacy, the impression that you leave on Bergen Catholic because of the impression that it left on you, is central to the experience of our students and alumni. I will now turn it over to a video from some of our alumni to talk about the impact that Bergen Catholic had on them. I again thank all of you for joining us this evening and can't wait to officially welcome you into the BC Brotherhood.
I just had an incredible experience at Bergen Catholic, and I think about it often as to why it meant so much to me and how much it formed who I am.
This is a very special place. You don't always realize it when you're here. You get caught up in the moment, but when you reach our age and you get to look back in hindsight, you have a much greater appreciation for the values and the character building that actually occurred here.
My two boys would come back here tomorrow if we let them.
My dad and my uncle are the reason I came to Bergen Catholic. My dad, Mike Fizlich, is a graduate from Bergen, class of '81, and he instilled in me from a young age the true values of a gentleman from Bergen Catholic. When I was a freshman coming in, he told me that I'd build relationships with classmates that would last me a lifetime. And as a junior, I can already see those relationships forming.
I had a son that graduated in '92. He is thrilled that he came here. And he tells me, you know, every so often, because he lives in Ramsey now, and he runs into, it sounds like there's 15, 20 guys in Ramsey that went to Bergen. And they're close because their kids now are in the sports programs.
When I look back at my classmates that I'm still very close friends with, I look at my sons, and as they've now entered the workforce, they're best friends, they're closest friends, they're true friends. The ones who will be there when times are tough, when you make the mistakes, when you stumble and fall, who's going to pick you up? Odds are, if you're a Bergen Catholic alumni, it's going to be another Bergen Catholic alumni who reaches down and offers that helping hand. That is an incredibly powerful force. That force, its intensity, I have not seen replicated anyplace else.
It's nice to know that there's a bunch of people looking out for you.
For all those touchstone events, the Brotherhood shows up. You know, they're there supporting you, whether it's a happy or a sad occasion.
It's a brotherhood. That's how I can describe Bergen.
There is a lot of this camaraderie. You talk to somebody from 74, 84, or 94, and they don't care that you were 64.
We can see a Bergen Catholic alumni, and within a minute, we're sharing stories like we just left the building.
You pick up just where you were when you last talked to them. I mean, it's not like there was any gap there.
I think about not only my memories, but friendships that lasted a lifetime, but also the values it instilled in me. And perhaps most importantly, giving back to those who are less fortunate than we were when we went here.
Everyone should have the opportunity to come to Bergen Catholic, no matter of how much help they need.
It can impact someone's life substantially.
I'm so honored to introduce our next guest. He is such an important member of our alumni community, and he is an exact example of what Bill Leonard just talked about. He loved his Bergen Catholic experience so much, and it was such a transformative experience for him. He trusted Bergen Catholic to educate his own son, who graduated last year. And for any of you who attended our first open house, this young man actually zoomed in from his dorm room up at Salve Regina in Newport, Rhode Island. That just shows another example of how much the Bergen Catholic Brotherhood and the Bergen Catholic experience is so transformative to our students, that while up in school, he was willing to zoom in with us for 45 minutes to an hour to talk about his own experience. At this time, I'd like to hand it over to Mr. Sandy Cerami, class of 1985, an alumni parent, class of 2020, to talk about his experience.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. And welcome, everybody, and congratulations to our accepted families, especially the future members of the Bergen Catholic Brotherhood. I'm excited to speak with you tonight because I've had a really unique opportunity to experience Bergen Catholic almost 39 years ago, coming in as an incoming freshman. I'm not ashamed to tell you, I came in handcuffs as a prisoner, if you will, being told by my dad that I was going to Bergen Catholic and there wasn't much choice that I had in the matter. Ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me. Lifelong relationships. When we talk about what the Brotherhood really means, I can sum it up in a very simple statement. In the last 2 weeks alone, I've spoken to 6 people that I graduated Bergen Catholic with back in 1985. I've maintained lifelong relationships, and the experience that I had being held accountable over the course of the 4 years that I was here, growing up over the course of the 4 years that I was here, was second to none. It's something I carry with me even to this day. As a matter of fact, I built programs in my own business based on my Bergen Catholic experience. But what you really want to know about tonight is, what does Bergen Catholic mean for you as a class parent or a parent of a student that's coming into Bergen Catholic, and what does it mean for them? And I can tell you this, to echo Matt's statement before with respect to my son Patrick, who graduated last year, it was an easy decision for us to make, but we allowed Patrick to make his own decision. It was an easy one for him to make as well. His first experience at Bergen Catholic as a member of the audience in sporting events and walking around the school in a very informal setting, he felt like he was at home immediately, and that's part of what the Bergen Catholic experience is all about. It is a family, it is a brotherhood, and it is a real opportunity for you to grow with people that are like-minded. We do look for people that have an openness to other thoughts. We have an opportunity ultimately to choose your own path at Bergen Catholic, and it's a really supportive community-based environment. So I'm excited to see what happens for Patrick over the course of the next 4 years. As a parent, you may be wondering, is this purely an academic experience? And what I can tell you is this is more than just coming in to get an academic education. This is about growing up. This is about becoming a man. This is about learning lessons that are going to serve your son over the course of the next 20, 30, and 40 years. So much so that when I talk to fellow alumni, whether it's vis-a-vis text or a phone call or social media messaging, we've created a hashtag that's called why. When they ask us, why Bergen Catholic? And I can put it really simply for you. The reason is because we provide an opportunity for young men to come into an environment where they can grow up to be adults.
Thank you so much. Is there any final word you'd like to offer them as they go through this process of deciding which high school is the best for them?
Yeah, so there's a lot of choices out there. I don't think there are any bad choices. I think that there are the best choice that's available to you. And I always look at, what do you get for your investment? The reason why Bergen Catholic makes the most sense for you ultimately is because you have an opportunity to share in that experience with your son. This is not sending him off to school, welcoming him back at the end of the day, finding out what happens at the end of a month. It's really, truly a family experience, and it's a chance for you to grow along with your son over that 4-year period of time.
Sandy, I want to thank you so much for joining us this evening. Please give our best to Patrick. I mean, he's a true testament of what a Bergen Catholic graduate really is. I mean, I still say all the time, watching him grow in his time here as a student was unbelievable, but having him join us during that open house, no questions asked, is something I can't even put into words how much that means to us, and it really is a true testament of that brotherhood.
Yeah, well, he feels he has a debt of gratitude that he's got to repay to you guys, so thank you for everything you've done for him.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Congratulations, everybody.
Before we get to our question and answer period, I know that we're going to talk a little bit about the next steps and things that are coming up. So next week, we have our Accepted Students Week, and this is something that's very new to what we're going to be doing over the next couple of days. So Accepted Students Week will start on Monday, February 1st, and that is the BC Parent Experience. We will have 5 parents who are current parents, 1 from each grade, and then we are going to have an additional second that's a senior parent. And they're going to talk about the Bergen Catholic experience as they go through that journey as parents. They're going to talk about the Parents Association, how parents can get involved, the best thing that they've been able to see as parents, watching their sons grow from 13, 14-year-old boys to really unbelievable young men as they go through the Bergen Catholic experience. Tuesday night, we will be offering a very unique class as a virtual master class. Mr. Jeff Fox, our math department chair, is going to be teaching a class on sabermetrics and the business of sports. So what that class is going to be about is it's going to be about how professional sports organizations use advanced statistics to make decisions both on the field and off the field. So he's going to be mixing a little bit of math with different sports organizations in the 4 major sports in America, as well as sports across the globe. Wednesday, February 3rd, we will have a virtual Q&A and social with Dr. Mahoney and Mr. McElhenney, where they'll talk more about the Bergen Catholic experience and the vision of Bergen Catholic throughout your son's time here. And then Thursday, February 4th, it will culminate with a robotics and engineering course with Mr. Mike Russaretto, one of our STEM instructors and director of activities. He ran this course as a virtual masterclass back in October when we first started them, and it was such a popular class, we have decided to run this again. All of this will culminate with our registration day celebration, which will be on February 6th. That is Saturday. So what we are going to be doing is on Friday, we will be sending out an emailed invitation that will include the schedule of the time for the events for the registration. It's going to be a drive-through event. So you're going to come to Bergen Catholic. You do not have to get out of your car. You're going to come in. You're going to hand in your transportation form if you're from New Jersey. You're going to hand in some other information that is in that packet. All of the actual enrollment information is done through TADS, which is our billing and enrollment system. So nothing has to be handed in terms of registration material to enroll your son. But there are some hard copy documentation that we do require to be handed in. One being that transportation form if you are a New Jersey student. In addition to that, you'll be getting some swag from us. There'll be members of our community that'll be here to welcome you. And it's really going to be a fun but safe opportunity for you to officially become a part of the Bergen Catholic Brotherhood. One of the next things that we have coming up is our sports information sessions, and those actually begin tomorrow evening. So you can register for those through an email that was sent out through Constant Contact about a week ago. We are going to send it out again tomorrow morning as well. But Wednesday, January 27th will be our football information session. Thursday, January 28th will be our soccer information session. Tuesday, February 2nd will be our lacrosse information session. And Thursday, February 4th will be our baseball information session. So in terms of next steps, what do we require to be submitted to fully enroll your son into Bergen Catholic? Well, first you would enroll your son through TADS. On January 15th at 3 p.m. when the acceptance emails went out, those emails were followed up by an email from TADS. TADS is, as I mentioned before, our billing and enrollment management system. That link is a unique link that was sent to each accepted family that leads them to their student agreement page. If you need another copy of that email, please let us know and we will send it because it's much easier to access it through that link. In order to officially enroll your son, you would need to submit the student agreement and the $800 non-refundable deposit. That $800 goes towards the first month's tuition billing. What you'll need to submit if you are a New Jersey applicant who is enrolling is our B6T form. That is the generic form that all school districts in New Jersey require their students to submit if they are enrolling in a private high school. So that form needs to be submitted to us and will be given to Mr. Dominic Santoli, who is our Director of Transportation. If you are from New York State, they have separate forms based on their school districts with which Mr. Santoli has. In order to receive that form, you would need to email Mr. Santoli. His email address is dsantoli, S-A-N-T-O-L-I, @bergencatholic.org. The registration deadline is February 8th, 2021. So now we would like to open it up to questions and answers. Joining me during this question and answer period is Mr. McElhenney. So our first question is, when will the scholarship exam results be sent out? So one of the things that we kind of changed around due to the pandemic was the offering of the scholarship exams. As we saw the numbers starting to rise and schools starting to close, we kind of called an audible on how we were going to be offering this because we wanted to make sure that by offering these exams, it gave all of our students that were applying the opportunity, if they qualified, to hear back before, even if, God forbid, there was an issue where we would potentially have to close. So an email was sent out right before the acceptances went out where those exams took place virtually. and that was the opportunity to take those exams. If a student qualified for a scholarship, they received that notification that Friday, January 15th. The next question, is it fine if we cannot make it to some of the days of the Accepted Students Week? Absolutely. All of those events are virtual. They start at 7 p.m. And those events are really for you to just learn a little bit more. You don't need to attend all of them. You can attend some of them. If you can't make any of them, that is okay too. Next question, are there any updates on busing in students from Essex County? So currently, we have one bus that comes from the Parkway that comes from Essex County. We have continued conversations, however, about the possibility of branching out and offering more transportation opportunities for Essex County. If you want to talk offline about that, please feel free to email me so we could talk a little bit about where you're coming from and how we could potentially help in terms of transportation. A couple of questions that I see here is, will there be a hockey session? So currently with the winter sports, it's a little difficult for our winter sports to hold sessions. So basketball, hockey, wrestling, they're dealing with a lot in terms of game postponements, practices being shifted. So it's very difficult for them because their schedules are so really on the fly. But if you are interested in hearing from the hockey coach, what we will do is we will email out the email addresses for all of the coaches that could not hold those sessions. So Coach Armstrong, our basketball coach, Coach Bell, our wrestling coach, Coach Keogh, our hockey coach. So we will send all of those out. Financial aid. How much will it cover for tuition? What qualifies for scholarships? And how much do the scholarship offer? Does Bergen Catholic offer transportation, and what's the process? So, in order to qualify for financial aid, you would need to submit the TADS financial assistance application. So that can be found on the Class of 2025 page. It is number 3 on that list. That will then need to be submitted to us. We will then review that documentation once it is submitted, and it tells us it's been deemed complete. We do not offer full tuition offerings at Bergen Catholic. So the cap that we will offer especially for scholarships, is we do not offer more than $12,000 in academic merit-based aid. So in order to qualify for a scholarship, a student had to have no more than 2 Bs on their 7th grade final transcripts and then place no lower than an 85% on the test. So the test was out of 60. So students that were in the 47 to 48 out of 60 range is where we capped our scholarships preliminarily. Is there any information on basketball? So very similar to what was just mentioned about the other sports, we're going to be sending out some email information for all of our coaches. They've been in contact with us in order to offer that opportunity for you to hear a little bit more about their programs. Is there busing from Garfield? The best person to talk to regarding busing would be Mr. Santoli, because with regards to the public school system, the transportation is ever-changing every year. There are years where towns offer it, there are years where they won't, and they'll let us know last minute, and we need to work with our families to let them know and to communicate that with them. So the best person to talk to would be Mr. Santoli. If we miss the scholarship, is there another opportunity? So what we will do to work with families that have had some issues with scheduling a test is we try to group them up as much as we can with other students who haven't had the opportunity to take it. Our next offering of that test, if you have not taken it, is tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. That might be a little difficult getting one night's notice. If you are interested in taking that test tomorrow, though, please email me no later than tonight so that I can add him to the list to receive the Zoom and the test tomorrow afternoon. Do we need to complete the financial aid application to qualify for any scholarships? No, the merit-based scholarships are all based off of they're academic awards, they're not need-based. Is there any program where the freshmen can get help from the upperclassmen getting used to new circumstances, like a mentorship program? That is actually something that we are currently working on with members of an admissions team that are going to be working on creating opportunities for our students to receive a mentor in the upper class. And they're really going to help with the onboarding of those students. Next question is, do we offer athletic scholarships? No, we do not offer any athletic scholarships at Bergen Catholic. The only two scholarships we offer are merit-based scholarships and then need-based financial assistance. Will there be any busing from Rockland County? Yes, there is busing from Rockland County, but what needs to happen in terms of New York State students is they have to contact Mr. Santoli to receive the specific form that they would have to fill out. New Jersey has one form for every school district. It's known as our B6T form. But New York State has different ones for different districts. So South Orangetown could have a different form than Pearl River. Pearl River can have a different form than Nyack, stuff like that. Is the scholarship different than the TADS financial aid? Yes, the scholarship is different from TADS financial assistance. So financial assistance is based specifically off of that application being submitted. The scholarship is based off of the grades at the standardized test that or the scholarship test that they took. Any other questions for us? Anybody have at least one academic question? Because Mr. Macklin, he's sitting here, so he'll be able to answer any of the academic questions that you might have.
I've been impressed, Matt. I think you should be a one-man show. This is all good with me.
Okay, well, if we don't have any questions, that concludes our evening. We thank you so much for joining us tonight and joining us throughout all of the events that we've had. All of my contact information is up on the screen. If you do have any questions throughout the process, please let us know. We will be able to help in any way that we can over what is going to be a very event-packed couple of weeks. So we have events that we have taking place virtually for Bergen Catholic, and we have the opportunity for you to learn virtually for students and parents to learn more about the Bergen Catholic experience. So all of my contact information is on the screen here. Please feel free to reach out to us at any point.
Lead on Bergen Catholic High, lift our banner to the sky. Sons of scarlet, sons of gold, in honor brave and bold. Before bravery without guile, C for Catholic all the while. H for hearts until we're old, S for scarlet tinged with gold.